heard me talk many times before about the fuse box theory, which incorporates what I consider to be your core. The idea basically that I call you a fuse box, if you think of a fuse box in your house, is the power source. We have the electrical source that comes in to the house, and the fuse box helps to distribute the power to all the plugs. So for our intents and purposes, I'm going to call the fuse box anything related that touches your spine and your pelvis. So what does that mean? It means your neck, the neck muscles. It means the anterior, your abdominal muscles. It means your pelvic muscles. It means the adductor muscles, the inner thigh muscles. Behind the spine, what does that mean? It means the postural muscles. It means the muscles that are right along the spinal column. It means the ones that squeeze and depress your shoulder blade. It means your low back, and most importantly, number one muscle are your glutes. The fuse box powers all the plugs. And what do plugs do? What do plugs do in your house? Same thing that plugs and nerves do in your body. What do nerves do in your body? They tell us where there's pain, sensation, induce or power to the muscles to work. 3 different things. So the biggest thing that we're going to see is the biggest reason why we want to work the core is because we need to use the core during many different activities throughout our life. In the physical therapy world, in working out world, it's all about movement patterns. We need to utilize all these stability and core muscles and brace for any activity that we need to do as we move through that particular activity. It doesn't matter what we're doing. First, though, we need to learn what are the basic movements that activate our core, then sustain them through all of our movements. That's the jackpot right there. We can do all our lifts with activating the core or bracing when we're working the abdominal muscles, when we're working the low back muscles. If we're doing a full body motion, we should also move in a proper sequencing of motion. There's a certain different patterns that we want to work with, which once we activate the core, we want to move to the hip hinge, and then we move from there. Whether we're doing a bicep curl, whether you're doing any activity, we want to brace. We want to brace our neck. We want to brace our scapular depressors. We want to brace by pulling our belly button towards our spine. We want to engage our glutes and our adductors. We want to engage everything that we can do with the core with every activity we do, because we want to make it a habit. We want to make it something, a must that we do all the time. Even if we're doing walking lunges or pull-ups or walking on a treadmill, we really want to engage all the time. I have a daily ritual and routine that I do every morning, and I try and get in 2,500 steps before I start my day. And what I was focusing on today was engaging my core as I was swinging my arms. I started playing around with it. Try and engage your core with swinging just one arm. See how it dramatically changes what you're doing. Have some fun with it. I'm going to go over some things that drives me absolutely crazy. Number one, people don't really think about what is their purpose for a workout. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing something? Because you read it in a magazine, you read it online, who knows, or you saw somebody else doing it. What is your purpose? If you see it online or talk to someone, you really want to make sure, ask them, so why are you doing that? Really find out some good information so you're not just wasting your time. So I love seeing people work out in all different atmospheres, and believe me, I was the person doing these things as well. Things I find amusing. Someone that's doing hundreds of crunches with their back on the ground with terrible form. Really not really having any purpose, because I think that that's really going to make the core really strong. Well, when was the last time you had to carry in a bag of groceries on your back that you were going to actually engage and use your core so you wouldn't get hurt? One of my other favorite ones is you see people grabbing the rope on the cable machine, kneeling, and they do these crunches down, or they grab the crunching machine in the back and they do crunches. When was the last time you engaged your core in any activity during your life? I really can't think of one. And the last one that I find is really interesting is why someone would hold a plank for 2 to 3 minutes. I realize that we do want to work the core, but if you're going to hold a plank, you want to do different activities with it so you're stabilizing that would be more functional. So doing a plank, I'm not really sure what that does, except for the fact it's going to cause you to learn how to put up with 2 to 3 minutes of low back pain with form that's probably not really great, which is going to lead to other injuries. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you. Todd Houghton here from Houghton Physical Therapy in Attleboro, Massachusetts. I'm a physical therapist, been one for 25 years, and I'm passionate about helping people with their physical body and their emotional body. Please feel free to reach out to me at todd@houghtonphysicaltherapy.com. You can find me on social media.